Hello, it's George Gross. Uh, I was figuring out how many people like to look out the window and check out whatever's going on in their neighborhood. Some people, if they're in a high level apartment, you can get binoculars out and you can look way down the street to see who's coming. Now, my friend Trey Carstairs was complaining to me, because I'm a cop, that he was being gang stalked by people. So I've been, staked out in a van. It's a cop van, unmarked van, and, monitoring his area to see, what's going on, if this gang stalking has been going on any further. And, well, believe it or not, I haven't seen any evidence around Trey Carstairs' area of gang stalking. So I told Trey, well, if it was going on, they seemed to have bugged out. And, so I just said, if, something starts up again that's, frustrating you, give us a call and we'll take a look again. But anyway, I think Trey already found out that whatever the gang stalking was, it was a temporary thing. Other things that we've been looking at in your neighborhood are how many people blow through stop signs in residential areas. This is a big to-do. Now, usually when I pull people over and I said, hey, you're supposed to come to a full and complete stop at the stop sign, they say, this residential area has got too many stop signs. I live in the area and I can't get out to main arterial without hitting 10 of these stop signs. I do understand, sir. I understand there's plenty of stop signs in here and it seems excessive. So, what can you do if you figure out your neighborhood has got too many stop signs? Well, you can call your city council and tell them, this is ridiculous. You got too many stop signs. By the same token, I'm paid by the city to go and monitor people blowing through stop signs. I'm not going to comment anymore. It's a political issue. You have to talk to your politicians. And, my sergeant sends me into the residential area and he says, just watch for traffic violations. So that's my job. Sorry you feel that way, but, I'm not going to go down and, take 10 snips to every stop sign because you want to get out of there faster. Other things I'm worried about. I'm worried about hatred. There's been a lot of stuff going on about hatred of different people, and it seems to be religious in nature. Religious people saying their religion justifies them being hateful to others. I can't tell you how many times it comes up, but, if there's going to be people saying my religion says that you're somehow no good and you're not breaking the law, I also have to reflect on the history of policing, and a lot of times we were told to enforce laws against certain groups that were later changed. And society moves along over the years, but looking back, at one time, if a slave ran away from the deep south, then, they would call the police, and the police were entrusted to bring the slave back. So, in essence, we were enforcing slavery. It makes it very difficult, to be an ethical policeman when some of the laws on the book are either asinine or, despicable. And it seems like, law reform is very slow. Maybe it happens every 25 or 30 years that there's a major look at all the laws on the books to see if they're appropriate. And a lot of things just get carried over from forever and ever, and no one ever asked, was this justified in our era, and looking back, we don't like days of slavery, and a lot of these laws that were English common law way back in the day were back from the days before slavery was abolished. So this is what we face as a society, is that as we become more aware of what control structures are in place to control criminals, then we start looking at the nature of, well, why is this a crime? And a lot of laws, they used to have the blue laws, which were all about vice. A lot of these vice laws were based upon religion. So, and it's a dicey thing, when you talk about prostitution, that was basically a religious thing. But then again, I don't think people want to have their daughters walk in the street, especially if they're under 21 years old. So some of these laws that might have been based in religion, even today, I still think, if I had children, I don't think I'd want them to be walking the street. But then again, I remember high school, kids were screwing around in high school. So, should it be like a criminal thing, or should it be like, some of these laws are very difficult to figure it out where you draw the line. Anyway, I'm George Gross, and those are some of the things on my mind today.